Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Mini Motorways. Today we are heading into Copenhagen. We're going to be doing our first attempt on the newest map in the game. The scores are not that great thus far, with the majority of people tapping out, call it 2,000 or less. But to be fair, the map has only been out for, what, like 3 weeks now? So that could change, that could get better or worse. This is a train map. So we'll see how that affects our scores. I usually do pretty well on the train maps. I think New York is probably my best one, but we shall see how this goes. I don't immediately love having to use a bridge and crossing the train here. Or crossing the tracks here. I don't love that. A huge amount of water in this map as well. So we're going to be looking for lots and lots of bridges. Lots and lots of bridges. I think I'm going to shoot for a score of hopefully at least 2,500. 3K would be great because that would put us in the top probably 10% or something like that. But I'm a bit out of practice. It's been, I think, a month since I uploaded. I have played this game since I uploaded. I was actually doing a couple of practice runs on Wellington's There Can Be Only None challenge, and I actually ended up getting my highest score on it that I've ever gotten, and I think I was in like 11th or 12th place on the leaderboard, and I was so excited, and then I realized, oh shoot, I didn't record that run, because I was just playing for practice, I was just playing for fun, and I was so upset. I think I got a final score of like, it was somewhere in the 2000s. It was a really good score. You live, you learn. Such is life. Immediately, I am absolutely hating this, how the houses are spawning for this. This yellow is going to be a problem. This gray is completely cut off because the only way to get it up here is to go all the way around this river or lake, or like to go under, which might be slightly better because we can do it this way and then run it across the bridge still. And now we have the problem of this green, which has to cut across this gray. Like, this is terrible. This might be my worst start for a map in a while. This is a horrible first attempt. Good lord. And then we get a blue to just top it off. Okay, that's slightly better. This brings me some hope. This doesn't. We could potentially get a bridge and do something like that. But, like, this whole population is just despicable. I'm gonna need another yellow population somewhere so that we can filter all of this onto one road and then get this level 2 yellow a population from somewhere else, because right now, if it has to feed off of this, this is gonna suffer so terribly. This yellow isn't even bad. I don't hate this yellow. I'd prefer more gray here, but that yellow is not bad. Of course, we're gonna take the roundabout. Or, not roundabout. Motorway. Jeez. I'm so out of practice that I can't even read. Okay, you know what? It's fine. These two can manage this train station, or subway station, whatever this is, perfectly fine. And we will just take these yellows and greens and figure something out. We'll do something like this, and hopefully that's fine. It might even be better to split them off slightly earlier, just to avoid having this major intersection directly at the entrance to both of these businesses. That's so unfortunate. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. It could be worse. It could be so much worse. We'll do this. Something like that. And then for this, I guess we can just do something like this for now. Gosh, that is awful. Wow. Is it better to just cut off this gray? No, because we're using both of these houses. Wow, that is terrible. Okay. Guess this is what we're working with right now. And we're out of road tiles. Grand. Week 4, bridge of road tiles. I think I'm gonna take the bridge. I think we need it. What is this? Okay, wait. This is good. This is actually good. We can get rid of this, send this blue down, and then across on a bridge like this. Does that give us enough space to run these greens and these yellows separately? I don't think it does. I think if we want to run them separately, it has to be yellow going this way. Is it even possible to run them separately? We would have to do a green bridge through here, and then run the yellows like this, and then like that, and then run a green bridge around. That is so scuffed. Okay. We'll do this, because it's slightly shorter for blue, I think. Then we'll run this gray up and over, get rid of this road and this traffic light, because they're no longer necessary. We'll keep this green connected for now, just because I don't think one green will be enough. And we'll fix this whenever we can. And then these grays can just go directly into this. I think that's good. I don't love that this is feeding both of these right now, but for now, it's okay. For now, I think we're gonna live. This blue also no longer has to be connected, because we've got this guy. I don't think this will be enough population. I feel like we'll probably have to finagle this at some point to get another house or set of houses in here, probably with a motorway, because of how this is trapped. But for now, I think we're okay. This green is struggling, even with all of the green population on the map, except for one house. I act like 2 greenhouses is a lot, but what we got. This green isn't that bad. This is really good too. We can do this, cut this off, and then potentially send this green down and into here with a roundabout or a traffic light of some sort. And then all of a sudden, this level 3 green is not, or this level 2 green is not looking so bad. That's really unfortunate. Okay. I'm gonna take the motorway. I was seriously considering the roundabout there for a second, but motorway is almost always better. I don't love this yellow. I don't love that yellow either. We're getting a lot of interconnectivities here, where there's a lot of things that are crossing over each other, and it's not great. I think I'm gonna avoid getting this green connected a huge deal, so that we don't waste a whole bunch of resources on it, and we can just run these white around. I'm gonna try and leave a little space for gray to spawn here still, because I would like a little more gray population in this corner if we can get it. If we can't, oh well, this can probably manage with 2, at least for now. But we are... This has been a rough start, I'm not gonna lie. We've gotten some pretty bad spawns to start off. We're getting quite a bit of blue in this corner. If we need to, we can send, like, quite a bit of this back over and into here. In fact, I might just keep this slightly separate so that we can just motorway this across whenever is needed. This is sustaining off of just one blue right now, but I'm not sure how long that will last. We can go ahead and connect this green again as well, just to maybe reduce some traffic on this road. We are getting some gray down here, which I am appreciative of. I'm gonna run this tile one more down. Got another blue there. Our third motorway. We haven't used any yet. I'm thinking at some point we might take these yellows and greens and run them on a single road up and into here. Into this double destination. That's... okay. So, never mind to having our backup blue population. I take it back. And that green isn't the greatest either. I think what I'm going to do is take these greens and run them down onto a motorway into here. Get rid of this road. Run this yellow up this way, run this yellow up this way, and then run these greens down and then in. That also opens us up to potentially running this blue up and into here, or this yellow up and into there in case this needs help. This yellow is struggling a lot with this crossing the train here, or crossing the tracks here, which is not great. Hopefully if this gray population gets a little bigger, we might be able to send it into this at some point. It's not necessary right now, but it could be good to have in our back pocket. I'm also liking this blue population as well. More green here is good. If we can make it so that we don't need to send any of this green this way, that could be really good. Or, potentially, if we get this huge island with a full green population, we can send this down into here, because it's less distance, and then potentially save on this motorway. I don't like the double gray spawn we just got. Yikes. We can do this to open up a path here and get this gray down and into here. But then we kind of have to steal gray from something else that could probably use it. I'm gonna take from here, just because this isn't all getting used right now, but I don't love that. I'd really like to see some more gray over here. If we could get 2 distinct gray populations in here, that would be great. I think I might also run this bridge like this as well. Oop. Like, nope. If I could draw straight, that'd be great. Like this. Then we can also run this yellow up and into there. Just something fancy like that. Run this way. And then we can do our silly little connector bridge with this green. That white is okay. I don't love it, but it's not like the worst white we could have gotten either. We can get rid of this bridge and then send this down and in. Move this over by 1 and then do something like that. Nothing crazy. Something in here just leveled up and I did not see what it was. I think it was this yellow. Okay, white is struggling immediately. Week 8. Definitely take another bridge. We haven't gotten a single roundabout yet, and it's just because every time we get a roundabout popping up, we get a motorway or a bridge as our other option, and I feel like that's significantly more necessary at the moment. This gray is struggling as well. Ugh. Okay. I want to get this gray connected into here. Because we need it. So I'm gonna do something like this, where we get don't want to have a T intersection here is the main issue. I'm wondering if it would be better to run this one gray all the way up and around instead of running these two all the way down. Then we could do something like this. Run these under these grays and then run these ones up. This is significantly faster than the other way, but leaves us with a T intersection down here if we want to keep this gray connected. Which isn't the end of the world, but it's also not great. We can do a traffic light on it and see if that helps a little bit. Hopefully the extra house will help a little bit as well. We also have this gray down here, which we can just, like, pop in there for some extra cars. Ugh, what is this? What is... Somebody want to explain to me what this is? Okay. We can go around it with our grays, since we have to. And then... it's gotta be a motorway. Like, there's not much else we can do about it. The question is just, what do we take from? I think it's gonna be these two for now. Once we get our motorway back from doing our silly little gray things. I was hoping to get more green in here, but that didn't really happen, did it? Okay, we can do this for now. Oh, wait. Look at that! Isn't that cute? I am willing to sacrifice our gray efficiency so that we don't have to use a motorway here. Get rid of that, and hopefully we'll get more white spawning in here. Hopefully we'll get significantly more white spawning in here. This blue leveled up. That's not a big deal at the moment, but it is something to make note of. We do have this extra blue population down here in case we need it, but I prefer not to have to use it. Week 9, motorway or road tiles. I'm taking the motorway. We had 3, and now we only have 2. That green is actually a lifesaver down here. We're getting more gray here as well, which is big. We could potentially, at this point, separate this gray. I don't know why I called it green. What is that yellow? What is this? Okay. This yellow is actually really good as well. At this point, we could separate this gray into 2 separate populations and send one down into here and send the other down and into this. Send this green under the yellow and into here. Get rid of this bridge entirely. And then probably use a motorway to get yellow down here, or take from here, run this around the blue, and then down it into there. We just don't have the tiles for that right now. We can take from this. It's not a huge deal. None of that's getting used. And then... But then we wouldn't be able to connect our gray in. Unless we sent it down on the same tunnel as green. Which we could do. But that would be a really long way. Just to avoid going around this yellow. It is only a train station, so it's not like it would be a huge deal. I just don't love it. I think we can do this for now. Just to avoid having to use a motorway for the yellow. But we'll probably revisit this in the future. I am sort of liking this yellow down here. We could potentially run our white underneath instead of over. And get this yellow hooked into this line to come in up and into here. This is struggling, again, a lot with the railroad. This is probably going to need to be a motorway. Another white. We have 4 white businesses on the board. with no signs of stopping. Okay. We can take this and split it into 2 populations. But we can't really get a second thing through here. We can do something like this, where we run it down, and then in, and then run this one like that. Do we have extra road tiles anywhere? I know I'm hovering over this, but I don't particularly want to get rid of that because I don't want a house to spawn there. Get rid of this for now. This isn't necessary. Yeah. And then do that, and then this we can just motorway for now. Once we get more road tiles and this bridge back, we will run these whites here. B10, bridge or motorway? Definitely taking the motorway. What is this gray? Why are we getting so unlucky with our spawns right now? Okay, that green is good. This blue is not great, but whatever. That white is also not great, but whatever. We can do something like this, and then run it up and into there, and get rid of that, and then run this blue into there, but we don't need it right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. This gray. Hello, problem child. We can take 1 or 2 yellows and run them off and into here. Take the rest of these yellows, run them up across like that. Get rid of this. And then send these on a motorway. I'd really like a roundabout to be the center of this, but I don't think we're going to get that lucky, so for now I'm just going to do this. Maybe even that, because I think that might be slightly better. Hope that works out. We do have our bridge back, so we could do something like that once we get all of these road tiles back. Good, get rid of this motorway, and then hopefully we'll get 2 more white houses spawning here, or even here. That could be good. Oh, hey! That might be our first spawn that wasn't awful. Wowee. That green isn't, like, the worst either. We've actually gotten a spawn that wasn't terrible. Let's go. Something like this. I don't love these greens. These greens are still just not the greatest. We can do these yellows and connect them together with something silly like this. And then send this one green all the way down and in. Except we can't because... Oh wait, we can! Because we can run this one tile up. And then do this. And then get rid of this. Actually leave that there because I don't want a house to spawn there. This is now fixed, so I don't mind if cars spawn here. Do that, and then connect this green in like that. This is the silliest fix I think I've ever come up with. We'll probably also run this green across. Or maybe even run these greens this way, and then run these 3 greens across. That might be slightly better. This blue can go. Because this one green is not going to be enough to sustain this. Not with this distance. We'll do something like this for now. Everything else seems to be doing okay. I don't love that green is now spawning mixed in with these whites. But it's fine. We can ignore the problem until it goes away. This white just leveled up. This is not a big deal yet, because we do have this big population here. But it could become a problem if we can't get this put together in some manner that is efficient. So we can do something like this. And then send all of this gray back together with something like that. Send this there, send this there. This seems to be handling itself okay with the traffic light, which I'm happy about. This just received a train, so it's not struggling, it's just that it's hasn't processed it yet. This is doing okay, this is doing okay. This will run across there once we have the road tiles for it. And otherwise, everything else gets ignored. Yeah. Extra white. This gray could use some more attention. So, something like this, potentially, something like that. This is still a level 2 functioning off of just 3 houses, so we'll get it an extra house. Nothing crazy there. Something like this. We could even potentially send this one down and then just send a couple of these extra across and into there. That's... I don't think that's too crazy. Something like this, something like this, something like this, something like that. See how many times I can say something like in 5 seconds. This gray just leveled up. That's more of a priority now. We'll do that, that, and then I think we're doing okay. This green just leveled up. Also more of a priority now. I'd still like to see us get a roundabout, without the other choice being a motorway or a bridge. The motorways and the bridges are just objectively better. How are we only at 1400? I feel like this has gone on forever. This has been like the most stressful first attempt run I think I've ever had. I think gray is surging. That or this just doesn't have enough population, which I think is probably the case. We can do this, move this up here, send that across. So this has 4 houses now. That should help with this significantly. And then this can just have 2 houses and that should be fine. This having 3 should also be fine. These greens, I think we can send across now, potentially. Oh wait, this is now a level 3, or level 2. I don't know why I keep saying level 3. Not a thing. Okay. Is this maintaining with just the 4 houses? Yeah, I think it's... Oh, maybe not. It's struggling a little bit. It could use an influx of cars. Not that we have any extra cars to give it, but we can take like these 2 grays and send them in real quick. And that'll help at least get it down back to where it's not dying on us. Just a quick influx of cars. Hopefully that's good enough to keep us alive. I'm not sure that it's good enough to keep us alive. Is it calming down? It's calming down. Okay, we're good. We're good. Totally fine. Totally not fine, because this one's dying now. This does not need both of these houses, because it's not struggling that much. We could do this down to here, this across to there, and then send these 2 up and into there. Quick input of cars. Get rid of this. That yellow is not what I wanted to see. Yay. Is this gonna die? No. Taking the road tiles. This green seems to be doing okay. I'm gonna get rid of this and replace it with a bridge when we get the chance. We'll do this and wait for the ghost motorway to go away. Oh gosh, have I screwed myself here? Yeah, because we only have 1 motorway. I think we're gonna have to use our last motorway to get yellow into this little corner. So we don't really have a choice. I think it's gonna be these 3, or this little cluster of yellows can go up and into there. Might even leave like a couple off. Or just leave the road there so that we can potentially run them back the other way if needed. And once we get this motorway back, we'll fix this green. If we can. if we have time before this gray starts to die on us again. Yeah, so we'll scoot this back by 1. Wait for the ghost motorway to go away. And then replace this with a bridge. Just like that. And then this road can go, this motorway can go. This road probably never needed to be here in the first place. This green is still living off of just these 3, which is a blessing. That's genuinely shocking. I'm not gonna lie. We have to do this white down here. This green is great as well. I'm loving these greens right now. That white is not great, but oh well. This green is finally complaining. I appreciate how long it lasted without complaining. We did pass 2,000. That's something good. What can we do about our greens? This probably doesn't need 4 greens on it. It definitely doesn't need 4 greens on it. We can take these guys, run them down, and then into there. Run this down and into there. Run this guy like that. Hopefully we'll get some more greens spawning in there as well. This seems to be holding out on 1 gray just fine. That's fine. Gray has calmed down. I think green is our next major issue. I think green is going to surge next. Because this is surging. I'll take the bridge again. And of course we get a green spawn as we're on the cusp of getting a green surge. That's a good sign, right? Definitely. Do we have any actual green populations we can give that? Not really. We can take these down and into there. Send this guy across on his little makeshift bridge that we talked about ages ago. And it immediately levels up. How screwed are we? I don't know. Probably very. But we're holding out okay, actually. This green is struggling more than this one, which is genuinely shocking. That gray is useless. That white is scary. This gray is scary. This gray is struggling now that it's only got 2. Send that across. This across. This across. This across. Good lord. We still do have these 2 grays down here that are, like, in a really good spot to just dash into whatever might need them. I think I'm gonna take the traffic lights. We're not struggling for road tiles as much now as we were previously. That green is great. Get rid of this road. That gray is struggling. We just got a bunch more. It's gonna be because of the railroad, which I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Send that gray down, send this gray down, and then hopefully that's enough to keep us good. Something like this. This is also crossing the train, so that might be... that could present an issue. This blue is still sustaining off of just this one house, which is honestly crazy. Where did we end up using that other traffic light? Oh, it's here. Yeah, no, that's definitely not necessary. I'll do this, and then send these guys across and into here, just to get this a bit of extra traffic right after the train comes through. Green is maintaining shockingly well. This gray is still struggling. Look at all of this. All of this traffic. Bumper to bumper. Not great. Get rid of this. I think this might be hurting us more than it's helping us. I'm gonna just pause and get rid of it. This blue is finally complaining. Okay. It's not great that it's doing that right as I used our motorway, our only method to get it any assistance whatsoever. That's great. It's okay. Hopefully this will survive long enough for us to get our motorway back. It should. And when it does, we can do these 3 across. And that should be, hopefully, more than enough to get that back on track. I think gray is probably going to be what kills us. This having to cross the tracks is just not... It's not good. Green is also struggling as well. We did pass 3K, I just realized. So that's something to be happy about. I might do this one down and then across, something like that. Just to get 1 more car, or 2 more cars in here, 1 more house. This blue is struggling as well. And this up and into there. And these up and into there. Yeah, I think it's gonna be this guy. Oh, the motorway. If we survive long enough for this to work, then I think this run could go on. But I don't think we're gonna survive long enough for this motorway to kick in. Because right now, what's killing this is all of the cars having to stop where the train goes by. If we survive long enough for this motorway to kick in, I think we'll live. And it'll be something else that takes us out. Probably this green. We could send more green down into this. Something like this. Something like this. This can go up into there. That can go to there. This gray is struggling. Gosh, everything is screaming. This gray is struggling even. Send that back down this way. Good lord. Yellow isn't screaming anymore. That's nice. This blue is screaming a little. Do something like this, send that green this way, send this green this way. Send this yellow that way. I'm not really seeing anywhere else we can optimize. Ay. These greens can come down. This green can come down. This one has to go up and over a gray, which, I mean, is worth it if we can get a couple more greens into here and not have to, like, sacrifice any other greens to keep this running. I think. I hope. Good lord, I hope. We can do this. Oh. Dang. It's such a shame because we did have more blues over here. I just couldn't get them into this motorway without, like, crossing seriously into our grays or into our white. Which maybe I should have just done that, but 3387 is still not anything to cry about. I'm pretty happy with that. I was hoping for, like, over 2,500, over 2,800, something like that. Let's see where we landed. Like, whatever percentage we landed in is probably subject to change because the map's only been out for, I think, 3 weeks now. Top 2%. Okay. We are 332nd. I wonder how many people have played. I don't know. But 332nd, top 2%, that's nothing to cry about. For a first attempt, I am very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Anyway, that was my Copenhagen first attempt. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever you're feeling, whatever makes you happy, and I will see you in the next one.